cut my one of my cabinets open, and yeah, we've took it out of here for right now because we are going to put in this diesel heater right there. So what I'm doing is, this is a small van. I mean, like I've said before in those other ones, this is not a Grand Caravan, this is a Caravan. So I need to find a spot for the gas tank. So I guess it's gonna go right here when the cabinet goes back in, so it can be filled, so I can fill it. So I'll probably have to cut some of this out too to get it down there low enough. This thing was $80. When you compare that to a Webesto, like $1,600 or somewhere in that area. So basically, if you was to replace this one once every year, in about 20 years, you'd come to the cost of a Webesto. So, you know, if it's easy to get to, maybe it'll be worth the aggravation, maybe not, I don't know yet. Okay, so I just fired the heater up. Van is not looking too swell right now, but hey, so it is blowing out some seriously hot air. That's the way that goes. It is definitely blowing, it's blowing well. Is it ever warm in here? I don't even know what I got set to right now. But that's blowing out so nice. Yep, I'm going to get this done. I'm going up into the snow. Okay, so putting this together has been, I mean, this is a small little van. So trying to get this all done has been a bit of a challenge. I've ran it a couple times, and so what we have though, this is the other side, the side that's up against the firewall or the fender wheel. So the thing is there. This is the connector, the power connector. Then down here, here's where all the main thing is. So we got the fuel line here. This is the intake going in, coming around. The fuel pump right here. So in order to keep all that stuff from touching this guy, this monster right here, I have to put some good old clamps on it all over the place. So this kind of pulls it back over here. We run this over here to keep it from chafing a hole in it. Then we've got an aircraft clamp over here holding that in place. And then, so that is the way it finally looked. This has been a royal pain in the butt. But if you want to save a lot of space, this is a good way to do it. That was the job. Just so you, that's what it looks like though. Let me flip it around so you can see both sides. I'll just kind of flip it around here. Yep, that's that side, and then you already seen the other side when I turned it on, but we'll get it set up here anyway. And that's the main side. The gas tank does go right here. There's a piece of what do you call it? There's a piece of plywood just kind of goes along here to give it the space that I need to you know, just mainly just, there's not really a real reason for it, but hold it in place there. So right now it's all self-contained, right? That one little thing, this is where the air comes in for the blower. So it comes in right here. And you got two different parts. You got the part where it's a combustion chamber that gets the heat, and then you got this blower that blows across it. So air comes in through here. It's all heated up in the middle here into this combustion chamber, and it blows out over here. And that's the one you can do. So this right here is just a middle part. There is a combustion chamber that needs the air to do it too, and then the exhaust right here. So as far as danger goes, the only thing that's got any stink is this guy right here, and it stinks pretty bad. So you really want to keep that out from under your van. So over here, back over here again. This goes into, it's wired into this stuff down here. I got a little box, which I think I've shown everybody in the build stuff, but it's right there. The box is right here, and that's where my power goes to. And this is not a heavy duty. This thing doesn't need a lot of power to run it, but it just starts off pretty heavy, and then it goes down. That's the way I watched it. I'm running off of just my car battery right now. So, whoops. When it gets all done here, I am going to Now this is an old battery too. This thing's like 5 years old or 6 years old, the battery in here. I will try this all out. Man, we got a mess here, don't we? And I'm going to just come out here and run it from dusk to dawn. And then I'll try to start the car. And or start the van. If it don't start, I'll come up with another idea. But even then, I'll just use a jumper to see if that starts. If that starts, then we'll figure out what we're going to do. Otherwise, I'll just have to carry another battery just for this. I don't know. Okay, we are finally done pretty much. This is what it looks like. I haven't got it bolted down yet because I'm going to do a test on it tonight. Here I am in Munns Park, Arizona. I think it's like March 11th, March 10th. And, whoops, that's all the snow that's left on the ground. Not much. Not much at all. I came up here to try out my heater. And the roads are all closed. So I can't just go anywhere. This is the only spot that was open. And of course, as you can see, there's not much snow there. I don't even have a jacket on, just a flannel shirt with a t-shirt. I didn't really come up here to play in the snow that much anyway. I came up here to see how the heater works. So once it gets down and dark, we'll turn that thing on, and I got another battery in case my battery goes dead. So we're fine. So it's a little after 4, and it is definitely starting to get cold. I looked at the forecast, and it's supposed to possibly snow or rain tonight, whatever the temperature makes it. And by 9 o'clock, I think we're supposed to be in the 30s. So the clouds are starting to come in, and it's getting colder. It's getting darker. I didn't stay there. I probably could have, but I was the only one there by the time that came about. The sign looked like it was probably meant more for people going, out there in that area to camp, and I was just right there in the parking lot. It's a park, but I didn't want to take a chance. And plus, so I hung out there till it got dark, till it was 35 degrees. I had the heater running for quite a while, and then it was 35 out there, and it was getting up into the 80s in here. And I had the vent opened up. I had the front windows cracked, and every now and then I'd open the side window just to get to cool it down a little bit. Baby gets hot. It really does. You can make it work for sure, especially in really cold weather. And I had it set at the very lowest setting there is. There's 6 heat levels, and I had it on 1, so it goes from 1 to 6. So overall, I would say it is definitely a goer, good to go. Okay, and or thumbs up, whatever people do nowadays. I might try getting a 2 kilowatt. This one's a 5. It's 2, 5, and 8 are the normals. This thing's hot, so it would be nice to have one that wasn't quite as hot. But it is sure nice to have one in case you really get cold. And it's not that much of a big deal, but then again it isn't. And as you can see in the video, it's kind of a pain in the butt. But and then I made a few mistakes that I'm still dealing with, like spilt diesel. And I'm not pulling all my stuff out, so I'm going to have to sit there and I air it out every single day, and it'll probably take months for it to be gone. But it don't stink that bad anymore. That was 2 months ago. So, it's kind of crazy. But, so I have slept in it regardless. And what I did was I spent the night in here. The first time I did it, I just came out here just fully dressed and laid down in bed and went to sleep. And it was now in the back. It stays cooler. Up here where the thing's coming out, it gets hot. So it gets up to 80s up in this area right here. But when you're laying down back there, it's probably in the mid 70s. It's pretty nice. However, the one thing that is not good about it, and let me finish that story first. So I did do that, and then that was all night long. And then the next morning I came out here. Now remember, like I said, this battery, I think I put this in 2019, I guess, maybe. But I don't drive it a lot, so it lasts a lot longer. Anyway, it started right up. So it doesn't take that much on these things to do. Now, the vent is right over here in this. Let me pull this over here. Maybe they can see that. Good grief. So it blows out of there. Anyway, the vent comes right out of there. So the problem that I'm having with that is the cabinet here. I'm gonna have to do fix it. Another thing, because the duct, it actually touches just on one part of the cabinet, and that cabinet gets hot. I mean, it's not hot enough to burn, but man, it gets hot, and you just well, you don't like it. Number one, it can eventually make the paint peel. So I'm gonna have to do something. I'll just kind of pick it up a little bit. That should be easy with a bracket, real easy. But the thing is self-contained. You can see it. It's a little bit goofy. But they'll tell you to put the fuel pump inside and all these different things they'll give you. Well, I can't hardly hear the fuel pump, but it's the suction and the blower. I can hear those real good. They're a little loud, but I got a loud air conditioner in my house, and they're probably pretty close to the same. Anyway, I have slept in it. It does start, and it's not really a big deal. So I'm not scared at all to take this anywhere. So the only real issue I have with it is that every time you start it, starting and shutting down, when the combustion chamber is not burning all of that fuel, you can smell it. So you really need to open up and get that stink out of here, because I personally can't stand that smell, like being behind a diesel truck that doesn't have the diesel exhaust fuel thing on it. That smell feels like it's burning your lungs. But that's the only issue, and it is hot, but you can certainly mitigate that problem by opening windows and whatever and all those things. It definitely does make a difference. You can regulate everything in here just fine just by opening up stuff. It's just that you don't want to have windows down when you're camping and have some critter end up being inside your van with you, and that kind of stuff like that. And the vent, I guess I could turn the fan on, but then I'd be using up more power, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna try finding during the summer. It's cheaper, obviously. You see, those things are $90, exact same one now. They're $90, and I paid $50. So probably in a couple more months or so, I'll probably buy it. See if I can find a 2 kilowatt. Just replace just the heater, keep the ducting and all that good. And try that out again next year, because I want to go into Washington and at Christmas time, actually. So anyway, that's the status on the heater. That's done. It is definitely a that or a that, whichever. I like that one. It is totally okay. I'm glad that I have it, and I definitely will be using it at some point. But here in Arizona, certain things up north shut down November, I believe, and stay shut down till April. I didn't know that until I was up there. So other than down here in the desert, I don't care about camping down here. I want to get up in the snow and get away from everybody. So anyway, it is definitely a good thing, and I would highly recommend it, but it is a pain, especially if you got a very small van like I do. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you the next time, and hopefully it's soon, because I sure do want to get out of here again. Have a great one. We'll talk to you later. God bless.